The negotiating success model is based on three equally important principles: mutuality, proactivity, and respect. RESPECT. Together, they form the cornerstones of the negotiating process. Mutuality. People around the world have been deeply indoctrinated in the concept of win-lose. Although that may produce some excitement for a sports event or create drama in elections, it is simply self-defeating in negotiations. The best results in the short and long run will be to work on behalf of each party, getting as much of what is wanted as possible. Changing from win-lose to mutuality or win-win takes a mental paradigm shift. And change is not easy, but change will come more quickly if you have an incentive. The motivation to become a mutuality-based negotiator is in part the self-serving factor. You do need to win on your side. But so does the other party. So why stop with only half of the equation served? What do you imagine life would be like if we all changed from self-serving only to self-serving while serving others? Life is full of choices, and this is one of them. And it makes total sense. The principle of reciprocity, more in Chapter 5, says that when we serve others, they will most likely be inclined to return the favor. You do not need to believe this. Check it out in your own life. If someone has no interest in helping you, are you more or less likely to help them? But if someone acts in ways that support and serve your cause, are you more or less inclined to help and support that person? If this is true for you, it is likely true for the other too. Like so many of the ideas in this book, mutuality will be stronger in formal negotiations if you practice win-win interactions regularly, everywhere. Here is where the self-serving factor comes into play again. Although mutuality-based negotiations work for everyone in the short term and long term, there is also a personal WIIFM. What's in it for me involved. What is in it for you to practice more mutuality in day-to-day life? Here is where science and the ancient masters are in agreement. Perhaps, like me, your academic days are a few years back. What we learned could only be what was known at the time. If you were a classmate of Columbus, you would have been taught and probably believed that the world was flat. Inconceivable now that we so clearly know that it is not true. Well, the science of biology has also continued to expand and grow. New technologic advances are forever showing us new information. That new information shows how old knowledge and beliefs need to be updated. One area of the new biology, circa 1995, is about genome expression, epigenetics. What does this have to do with negotiations? We are talking about the satisfaction involved in mutuality. Here is how it works. Science, via the Swiss physician Friedrich Miescher, had its first rudimentary identification of DNA in 1869. It was always there, but like many things, we simply could not see it. Then, we could not understand it. Then we have what we think is the understanding. Then that understanding changes. In the mid-1990s, Dr. Bruce Lipton and others, with the help of ever-advancing technology, found a major difference about DNA. It was said that DNA is the blueprint of life. It was thought to determine lots of who we are and what we do. But the new science observed that while DNA is indeed a blueprint, it is influenced to direct us by energies outside of itself. Simply put, when DNA received signals that are negative, whether from within us or from our external environment, the DNA expresses negatively. When positive signals reach the DNA, it expresses positively. Let's take this back to mutuality and personal satisfaction. Studies show this. When people perform acts of service or kindness, the start in mutuality, our DNA likes that and expresses it in ways that feel good to us. Personal satisfaction.